Yeah, Alex, with all due respect, you've fallen into the whole. You've seen the whole banned substance accusations of this in the fight game. Jon Jones this past week, when you heard of that, if you heard of that.
Yeah, I know, of course.
What went through your head? Well,
it's really hard because I'm not really privy to what his camp is about or what they didn't.
But how does someone miss that? How does, when they ask you, I mean, you're a 29, 28-year-old, you know what you're taking, if you can't pronounce what you're taking, you might as well want to ask some questions about it.
You know what I've come to find out now? There's a lot of supplement companies that are out there, and unfortunately, they don't have to go through FDA approvals or anything like that. You can come up with any supplement, and to get it off the ground, they're going to big name fighters and athletes, and like anybody else, you as a fighter receiving an endorsement. He probably took something, or he doesn't, and he didn't know what was in the supplement. I'm assuming. I don't really know the details of what he got caught busted for. So I'm assuming from just like little excerpts that I've read that it was something supplemental. I'm assuming. I don't know. If
it was a supplement, something he just ingested. It wasn't. He goes, I wasn't injecting anything, so it doesn't. I didn't think it was.
Yeah, and I heard it was a metabolite of some sort. So sometimes for me, I always think like if you don't have the right people around you, I mean, when I'm saying the right people, guys with credentials that have, a background.
This is the second time. This is the second time.
Well, it was cocaine the first time. So that's a huge. That's a big.
So I mean, talking about the guys around him, like now it was this. Now it's that.
Now it's that.
Like,
You're right.
Dana White criticized who's around him. I mean, this is Jon Jones.
Of course.
This is the
it's
greatest.
Like anything else. If one of my guys or anybody, you guys are going to come to me and say, how come I didn't know? Because I'm the specialist. And that's what I'm there for. That's what they pay me there for. So
this isn't some guy like trying to come up, make his name. This is Jon Jones.
This is Jon Jones. You would think. You'd spend the extra money and have professionals. Listen, I've always said from the beginning when I started, I had Terry Tom with me. From the time we started with Pacquiao, through Mikey, through Maidana, through Floyd, through everybody. Because that's her specialty. UCLA, Magna Cum Laude, studied Johns Hopkins. I mean, all of that stuff. I can't. When you have a strength and conditioning team, and you have science and exercise as a separate entity of the camp, you have to make sure that everybody has credentials, has an experience, and look at the clientele that they've had.
Who they work with.
Who they work with, of course. Because eventually, if you're not doing things on the up and up, you are going to get caught.
And he's the top. I mean, he's the cream of the crowd.
You figure that he can afford it. So, but then again, sometimes this is the fight game. So it's very hard to have a new guy come in and be able to take control of that aspect of a camp.
Where are you based right now?
Right now, I'm just visiting and just kind of.
Where do you live?
I don't. Nowhere in particular. Vegas most of the time.
Okay,
Vegas. There.
Okay, all right. Well, you have something to tell to Jon Jones. Tell Jon Jones something?
Do I have something? No, I don't know Jon Jones from a can of paint.
Well, if you were looking to,
nothing.
Would you love to work with Jon Jones? Is what I'm asking.
I kind of work with anybody who calls. So it's.
Well, I mean, you would have sparred. I mean, this is the top of the MMA world.
Absolutely.
You work with Floyd. You work with Pat.
No, you're right. And I did work with Emma. I remember I had Arlovsky for a lot of years. And
so if you work with other than boxers, so your resume is pretty legit.
Yeah. So no, hey, I hope I don't know what he got caught for again. So I hope it was just something supplemental. And
it's in 2 years, so I guess you won't.
Sometimes you know what, you got to be a little bit intelligent. I don't want to just say there's no blame, but I always say, listen, I always tell my fighters, you worry about fighting, and you let the rest of me worry about it. I know the rules of WADA, because back when Amir won his first title, we were immediately contacted by WADA. And so I knew what I had to turn in for every camp. I knew my supplements had to be turned in. I knew whatever I was giving Amir had to be turned in.
There's like Dana White said, tell them what you're taking.
Okay, see,
tell them what you're taking.
Dana White said that. So Dana White's on the same page.
Because they ask him why isn't he talking to him? Well, he's a 28, 29-year-old. He should know what he's taking, and if he doesn't know, tell them.
His team should know.
Tell the commission.
Exactly. So
this
that's
is
what
what
I
we're
always
taking.
do. I always make sure that I turn in everything that I'm using. I fill out my paperwork, And when Maidana, we got tested 16 times. Amir was tested way back with Katalnik. When as soon as he won the world title, he started random drug testing with WADA.
So you're familiar with more?
So I'm familiar with it from way back when. So this is nothing new to me.
Why do you think they didn't test Jon Jones before the fight? I mean, this came as a surprise to everyone, as you know.
They did. I think they tested him on June 16th. So it's a little late, I know, but I don't know the details of what he got caught for. So I just, you have to give him, let due process take its place. I know it was a metabolite of some sort. I don't know what. So, but again, Dana's right. His team should have submitted his paperwork like I do, and so that way, if there's anything that comes out, they either know about it before the fight. So if this doesn't happen, to say, hey, you need to stop taking that now. Or they give you an option. They give you so like I said, we've been tested 16 times with Maidana when Maidana fought Floyd. So, but I submit my.
And is this the same people that test Jon Jones?
USADA.
So that's the same.
It's the same corporation.
So what is it because of Mayweather that he was tested 16 times, or?
Or it's me. So.
Or you're the one telling them, hey, go another drug test. So that,
No.
Oh, because you've been guilty or associated with.
Well, no, I mean
certain people.
Mayweather's very, he's very thorough when it comes to stuff like that. He wanted to make sure his opponent on the up and up. He said it himself. Maidana looked different, before I got there, and he looks different when he fought Broner, and then when, obviously when that fight was made. So you can't take it personal. It's a business thing. But ultimately, I ended up with Floyd anyway. But we sat down, we had talks about it. And, with Floyd too, I submit my paperwork, to USADA and whatever I'm giving him, the supplements I'm giving him, which are our own, which is formulated by Terry. So
So you would say zero.
At this level, I love the game. You should know.
So there's zero excuse for it?
For me, there's zero excuse.
2-year suspension straight up?
At this point, God, man, maybe not 2-year suspension for him, but the people that are in charge
Nick Diaz got 5 years for smoking weed. This guy got cocaine and all this.
I know that's a huge. He's got a problem. But if it's not drugs or something, I think we need to be held responsible equally. It's not just one fighter. I know the fighter's in charge and everything like that, but still, you have people that are in the industry that shouldn't be in the industry. So, we have to be held.
Do you know who works with Jon Jones?
I don't.
Where you're like, man, why do you work with that guy? I guess guilty. You don't know?
I don't follow him, unfortunately.
So Jon Jones will call you after 2 years?
Yeah, after
2018?
Or whatever. Yeah.
Thank you, Alex.
All right, buddy.